talk and rant, I guess. People, and I can't even deal with it anymore. So it's where we're at with life today here on Service Dog Pause. Where I think some of that and getting back into videos. Priority lately has been kiddos, has been moving, has been working on training with Maya, which has come really far, by the way, and at the same time has backslid because my dog is going through that little teenage phase that dogs seem to go through. Like Maya, it's mirrors right now. So yeah, can y'all hear me? That's what I'm not sure about, is if you guys can hear me. I've got I think I have my air off, maybe not, but it's not blowing through up there. Maybe it is. Okay, now I've got the other vent. I turned off the other vent, so yeah, with Maya, like, her stupid little fear phase right now, which, you know, all dogs go through, it's mirrors. And it's been, like, some days it's worse, some days it's better. Like, we had a day in Walmart where I opened, like, or was it Publix? I don't remember. I do plan on doing more videos again soon and getting back into the swing of things. Like, I want to do, I got my first subscription box, but I kind of want to, it was for, what's it called? It's not BarkBox. It was Bully Make for Maya, and we already opened it, but I think what I'm gonna do is like make a little video of that to kind of show you guys what we got in our first box, even though I've already opened it and she's already been chewing on it and stuff. I know I've got another video from this awesome company. I've actually got like 2 from some really cool companies that I've got to do. One completely pertained to dogs that I think you guys are really gonna like. I know I like it. Maya likes it. I've got to get that video up. Well, I've got to record it. I want to do a video going over like training, like some of the newer things that I've taught Maya. Like, Maya is almost like, she's very solid on being able to retrieve my pill bottles now on command. And it was funny, I know I'm off topic, bear with me. It was funny though, because like I was showing, I forget who I was showing. I think I may have just been showing Austin, but anyway, I had set the, you know, pill bottle on the coffee table in the living room, and then there was a little like Domino's pizza, you know, like little marinara cups sitting there, and it was closed, but I told her to get the pills, and she was like super excited, and like, you know, she was doing really good. We'd already done a couple runs, and she wasn't really paying attention, and I don't know if she meant to do it or what, but it was hilarious because she brought me the marinara instead of my pills. Now I accepted it, like, oh, thank you, you know, like, still, like, I didn't treat her with, or I didn't reward her with the treat, but, you know, I still, like, praised her for bringing me something, you know, because retrieval and still learning. But then I made her go back and get pills. That was funny. But her stupid little fear phase, like, with mirrors, we were in, like, Publix or Walmart. Anyway, I was in the freezer section, and, like, this is, I don't know, like, 3 or 4 weeks ago, I went to open the door, and, like, the reflection on the door, she was like, whoa. Like, she only did it the one time. And then there's days we walk past mirrors, and she's just, like, she kind of looks like, she'll kind of walk a little sideways, like, trying to get away from it, but, like, she squares off of it at it a little bit. She's scared of mirrors for some reason. And then, like, other days, we go to walk by a mirror, and she's like, oh, God. So, like, fear phase, right? Hate it, but, you know, we're working through it. So, yeah. life updates really quick before I get into my long tangent that is probably going to be the makeup of this video. But yeah, expect new videos coming soon. Oh, really quick, I think it's like 14 days left before we should have puppies. You guys will be able to see what all the puppies look like. So if you guys don't already, like, make sure you got notifications turned on. I've had my Instagram private for a while just because I honestly felt like it. And I just like making people mad, really. And so kind of think about putting it back public. So if you guys want, go follow me on Instagram. It's just service.pause. And even if you send the request, even if I don't, like, it's not going to go through at this moment because my account's so private and I have to accept everything. But when I do turn it back public, it'll automatically accept everybody. There's like 1,000 follower requests I have right now. But hang on, my curse control isn't on anymore. So yeah, my TikTok, if you guys don't know, service.pause official. I feel like I do more on there. That's fun. Okay. So life updates. For those of you that follow me on Instagram currently already know, you guys know, well, some of you guys know, I have health insurance again. I have had it for like a month or so now. And I finally got set up with a new primary. I spent my time looking for a new primary doctor. And I found one that I absolutely love. Thank you, Mom, because it's thanks to my mom that I have her, my new primary, because it's actually the primary doctor my mom uses. And so when me and my mom were talking, and I was like, like I need a primary, but like I've always had, like, it's not easy finding doctors, like primary doctors that can handle multiple chronic illnesses and, balance back and forth between specialists and are willing to understand. And my mom literally could not praise her enough. Mom was like, yeah, like she's gonna be good with like the whole service animal thing. She's gonna be good with like my mom really just truly believed that she was gonna balance out all my medical stuff really well, send me back and forth with specialists. And my mom has some medical problems that we've been learning more about over the past couple of years. And so she's been great, like balancing my mom's. And so anyway, she's amazing. She's awesome. I've started up some new prescriptions already. I go back to my dysautonomia specialist that I've been seeing since I got diagnosed. I go back to her on the 27th, so that's in 20 days. They are, unless something changes, the plan is to redo all of my dysautonomia testing. So redoing the tilt table test, the echocardiogram, the stress test. I don't know if they're actually going to put me through the stress test again or not. We'll see. But I know the tilt table test is a for sure, and I think the echocardiogram will probably be included. And then we're talking about changing up medications there. I am sadly no longer breastfeeding, and it's kind of sadness, but I've been building up to it over a couple of months, and I'm happy that I've been able to like take it slow. And so it's helped me emotionally. And baby is Atlas. He's doing great on formula, and I've got to be able to take care of myself first, and my health just isn't where it needs to be. And so it's just, everything's just gotten worse. And so if I'm going to be able to take care of the kids like I need to, I've got to be the best I can be. And I'm trying really hard not to beat myself up about not breastfeeding anymore, because you guys, most of you know that like with Liam, I nursed him until he was 2. Like it was a month before he turned 2. I count it, 2 years. And then with Atlas, we are 10 days away from him being 10 months old. And I really, really, really wanted to make it at least to a year with him, but I can't push my health off any longer. Like, I really can't. And it's just, I'm trying not to beat myself up about it, because it really is like bringing me down. So anyway, back to the primary doctor really fast before we go on this crazy tangent that I'm going to go on. So anyway, I finally got some new referrals, which I'll actually be able to go to. So a lot of you guys know, and I know I can't really read your comments right now because like I am driving, but later on I will go back through and I'll read through the live chat later on Once I'm home and all this is over, I'll go through and read through the live chat. So I'll be able to see everything you guys are saying later, just not right now. What was I saying? Oh, referrals. So a lot of you know that I was trying to get in with a different neurologist for the dysautonomia. Like, he specializes in autonomic nervous system dysfunction. And it was funny because my primary, when I told her about my dysautonomia doctor, she was like, oh, you must go to UAB. And I was like, actually, no, I go here. And she's like, oh, she didn't even know there was another place to send patients. And, but, you know, I kind of explained to her, I was like, but I would love to get in with them because my dysautonomia doctor has, in slightly different way, but, you know, basically still saying the same thing. She's basically told me she can't really do much else for me, like, medically. Like, she just doesn't know what to do at this point. Like, I'm on my medications and they either help or they don't. And again, you know, I was breastfeeding, I was pregnant, and, you know, hopefully my IV infusions and all of that, we'll get back to doing that on more of a regular basis again, instead of just like periodically like I've been able to do. I need to get back on a regular schedule with that again. So, you know, we're going to reevaluate, but I told my primary, I was like, yeah, if you can go ahead and get me in, which I've had a referral for them to before, and I wasn't able to go in. I didn't have insurance. It was going to be too much. There were just so many factors. And I had hoped when I had made the appointment, like, because it takes like months to get in, I had hoped by the time that the appointment came around that I'd be able to do it, and that didn't happen. And so now it will happen. And so I'm super relieved about that. I'll be able to have another dysautonomia doctor that will be able to kind of help, and, you know, maybe we can figure out a better course of treatment. Maybe he knows, you know, something newer as far as like treatment stuff and things like that go. But, you know, the next referral I've got, I haven't been in therapy in a while, and you guys, if you know me, if you've been here for a while, y'all have heard me talk a lot about how much I love therapy. I love having a therapist and a psychiatrist. I think it is extremely, extremely important for anybody who has any type of mental health issues. You know, it's not, I feel like a lot of people think that it's like just going in and discussing trauma, and that's not even necessarily what it is. Like, sure, you may do that at some point, but it's really up to you, you know. Like, I like having it because it's a good balance in my life to where I can just, even if I'm not talking about like trauma, which whenever I start with a new therapist, I do sit down the first couple of visits, and it's really hard for me, but I make a point to go over my past traumas. There's two main big factors why I have PTSD. Some of you guys know, so I've talked about it here and there before. And so I make a point to discuss it and just like bare myself to them, I guess, if you will, the first like a couple appointments, and then they know. And then if I'm not doing good, you know, they'll end up knowing the right things to ask and just how to go around. Like, I don't know how to explain. That's how I do it. I push myself. It sucks because it really does. It triggers me, and it's not that fun, you know. But it's nice when I start with a new therapist to just be like, hey, here's my life. And then after that, the rest of my therapy for however long I'm with that particular therapist and psychiatrist, the rest of it can just be, you know, trying to stay, what's the word? Trying to stay, I can't think, sane. There we go. Trying to stay sane. So, and then the last referral that I've got is, I'm finally, after years, because I've never had a primary that really understood, and like I had like state insurance. It was like Medicaid before, and they had like requirements of like who you could and couldn't see, and you had to pick from their list, and their list was always like some foreign doctor that never understood, and so it was always so hard to like balance all of my stuff. Like, I would never go see primaries because of it. So with her, with my new primary, we were discussing everything. She was asking me lots of questions, and I am finally, after all of these years, going to be able to go in for gastro testing. So I have a referral for gastro. She was asking me like if I'd ever had like a colonoscopy done, and I haven't, and it's been needed, but we want to kind of have an idea of what we think it might be, but we want to rule out everything else first to make sure. So I'll go in with a gastro doctor soon, and hopefully we can get some answers there. And like, I don't want a diagnosis, but like I want treatment, if that makes sense. You know, like I don't want to be able to be like, oh yeah, this is wrong with me, but like I know that I have issues, and a lot of my things that I deal with, I don't always talk about with you guys. And so for me, like I've always had issues with gastro stuff. I've kind of mentioned it before in the past, where like it started off when I was in like 2nd grade really bad, and I ended up missing like a whole like month of school, but they didn't do a colonoscopy on me or anything. Like they basically were just like, oh, you're constipated. That was literally the answer I got. And so now I will be able to get the right, I guess, like course of action done. And this may or may not cut it out because I'm going to go through the car wash real fast. So hang on, give me a second. So yeah, it's not that like I don't want a diagnosis, I don't want more issues, but like I know I have problems where things are bothering me, and I want to be able to have a treatment. I want to feel better. If, you know, like, we'll get into all this in a minute. I'm gonna go out and do the $20 car wash. This is my first car wash with my car. I vacuumed it out, but I'm not really worried about the vacuuming right now. Go in. So yeah, the next referral. Yes, I want a receipt. Oh, the next referral. I can't talk. I'm too short for this crap. Will be for gastro. And so, hopefully, we can get the right answers, and I can get the right treatment and help to make my life easier and less painful, and to make me a healthier person. So, I'm waiting for them to come out. Whoa, that's a bright sun, isn't it? I'm gonna read your comments. They're not gonna come out and do the thing to my car. Oh, I'm in a parking lot. My eyes are on the road. I was at a stop when I looked at the phone. I was literally, like, I'm in a parking lot for a car wash I was paying. There's T-Rex too much. Hey dude, like, bruh. I know you fucking see me. Like, oh. Okay. Anyway, now that I'm in neutral, this may or may not cut out during the car wash. If it does, just hang on, I'll be right back. So anyway, everything is slowly coming together. I'm just happy to be getting, let me make sure my windows are all I'm just happy to be finally at the point in my life where we have not talked about toxic disabled community yet. I'm just happy to be, I'm trying to give life updates and like the important stuff before I go on a long ass tangent. Like, so for me, like, you know, it's been a struggle to get all the right diagnoses, and I feel, and this is kind of leading up to toxic community, so there's a reason I'm kind of like going like this. I may or may not burp, sorry guys. I burped, okay. Where's my water? Okay, so it took me almost, I don't know, I don't want to do the math right now. It took me like going on 10 years to get my diagnosis for the dysautonomia, for the PODS, right? So, I was diagnosed with PTSD at a very young age, and anxiety and like depression and stuff like that. Very, very young age. Because of the initial childhood trauma that I went through. So, I started passing out, I say I was 14. It was like right at like 13, 14 years old the first time I passed out. I'm pretty sure I was 14, but I mean, who knows? I may have very well been 13. So my birthday, like, I know I was back in school and the summer was over, I believe, and my birthday is in September. By the way, I'm 25 now. My birthday was September 30th. And so, I don't know if I was like 13 turning 14 or if I had like just turned 14. So we just kind of say 14, right? So from the time I was 14, my mom had me in and out with every single specialist she could get me to, and I never got a diagnosis. But they weren't performing the right tests. Back then, you know, we're talking 11 years ago, it was not as commonly known. We know now that dysautonomia and POTS is more common, but it wasn't as commonly known. And so what would happen is that people weren't getting the proper diagnosis. And, yeah. So pretty. Sorry. A lot of people go a long time without proper diagnosis. Can you guys still hear me? I want to make sure y'all still hear me before I continue, because this crap's loud. Okay, y'all can still hear me. Okay, cool. So it took me, I got diagnosed, it was, what was it, September 28th of 2017, I finally got diagnosed with dysautonomia, and it changed my life, right? Like, I was already struggling with the symptoms and the condition, I just didn't have a name for it, and I didn't have treatment options. Like, we know there's no, like, cure, you know, nothing can make it go away, but we can try our best to treat it to have a better life. So, it took me, let's see, it took me 7 years of in and out with every single doctor my mom could get me in. And if you guys know my mom, which I know a lot of you guys don't, but my mom is hella persistent. Like, she believed in me from like day one. Like, she literally saw my first ever medical episode happen right before her eyes, and like, she was terrified. My mom was absolutely terrified for me. She didn't know what was happening. And, you know, like, last thing I remember, like, I remember how it all, like, kind of happened. I'm not vacuuming out my car. I'm not in the mood for it. Like, I wasn't feeling good. And I know now my blood pressure was low, okay? So we know that now. But I'd gotten up in the middle of the night and lift. I'd walked to the kitchen. My mom was laying on the couch. For whatever reason, she had fell asleep on the couch. And she was like, Dominique, go back to bed, yada, yada. And I would try to tell her I wasn't feeling good. And she was just like, okay, well, you know, go back to bed. And so that's what I went to do. I went to walk back to my bedroom. And I remember walking, and then everything spinning, my body going numb, and my vision going black, and that was the last thing I remember. And then I woke up on a stretcher getting put into an ambulance. And then, like, I still don't remember the whole ride. And immediately they thought, you know, this 13, 14-year-old kid, back then, I had just got my lip pierced. I had longer, you know, wore black skinny jeans. I wore a lot of black. I skateboarded back then. And so due to my appearance, they thought that I was literally a kid on drugs. So, of course, their primary focus wasn't my actual health. It was trying to see what drugs I was on. And, of course, all of that came back clean. And that was when everything got scary, you know? Like, I feel like for my mom and for the doctors, that's when things started getting a little scary. Because, okay, kid's not on drugs. Why is she having these episodes, right? So it took me 7 years to finally get that diagnosis. And my mom fought and fought and fought and fought and fought, and like, she's a freaking... So that was 4 years ago. I'm gonna have to pull over for a second up here because I'm gonna lose service on the truck. So that was 4 years ago. Well, now I'm just gonna pull in right here. Okay. So now, that was 4 years ago. It has taken me since I've gotten that initial diagnosis, because I had issues with gastro. I had all these other like underlying like health issues we didn't really know about that, you know, I was never able to get diagnosed. Down. And so, it's taken me 4 years since my initial dysautonomia diagnosis to work on getting the rest. Maya always has that face, I don't know. It's taken me this long to get the rest of everything finally rolling. Like, I've had gastro issues longer than I've had dysautonomia, which, I mean, technically I've had dysautonomia since, you know, I was a kid. Like, it was already there. It just didn't become, like, we can look back to me being, like, super young and realize, like, my super, super mild symptoms, and then puberty hit, and it triggered it really bad. Babies. And so, but the gastro issues I've had prominently since I was in, like, 2nd grade. And so I'm just now getting to where I can start getting referrals for that. Okay, so anyway, my point with all of this being drug out right now, because I'm about to go into my tangent, is that my baby is crying. I might have to just drive. He wants a bottle. Thinking about driving in circles right here. Okay, I'm gonna drive in circles in this little parking lot I'm in. Literally, I'm gonna drive in circles. Watch a cop drive by and like pull me over. Man, what are you doing? I'm live on YouTube. Say hi. I'm trying to keep my baby from crying. Okay, so he's been fighting his nap for literally, I'm not even kidding you, for like 2 hours. So it's taken me this long to finally start getting places where I can get all the proper answers. Here's my point. I have been seeing it so much lately about, you made it just in time for the tangent. I've seen it so much lately where, and it's always been like this, where the service dog community, the disabled community sucks balls, okay? And I'm not even talking about like the hate and crap directed towards me, because like whatever, I don't even care anymore. Like, I know where I'm at in my life, and like I'm good with myself, and I know my truth, and I own my truth, and I don't need anybody else to believe me. You know, that's like between me and God. Like, I don't need anybody else to believe me. And so, but I have seen for years now so many people getting bullied and harassed, being told you're fake, that's not a real issue, or whatever. So Like, for example, there was a comment I got tagged to on somebody else's YouTube video of, like, I had commented telling them to, like, get ADA cards. This was, like, 4 months ago. And then all of a sudden today, everything, like, went crazy. And, like, the person was like, oh, well, I'm, like, down here, like, this person's, like, attacking me and yada, 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 saying, like, this wasn't valid or whatever. I don't know. And then, like, this other person was being a bitch. Like, blunt. Like, let me just be very simple. I don't care what you think, you know. We are all humans. And if that person... Okay, so we're going to have good person and bad person, right? Or no, we'll have... I don't want to say good person, bad person, because I don't know. Anyway, so the... How do I want to terminology this so that you guys understand who I'm talking about? We'll call them A and B. So A is the person who is being bullied. B was the bully. Hey, that worked out. So B for bully, right? Okay. So A was, I'm literally driving in circles in this like little like gravel, like, I don't even know what this is. Like, there's just a bunch of like 18-wheelers parked here. So A was being bullied by B because B did not believe that A's medical problems were textbook, okay? And so when I say textbook, what do I mean? I mean that we have all these different disabilities and all these different conditions where you have a textbook terminology for it. Like, for example, I know a lot of people here have POTS and anxiety, right? So what is textbook anxiety? There's certain things that are common with anxiety, right? So, but then you have people where, yes, they exhibit the normal common symptoms of anxiety, but then maybe they do something that's a little less common or not that much seen. Maybe it's specific to them. Maybe their anxiety is textbook, but it's not as bad and they don't show as many symptoms, but it's still anxiety, okay? Period. Whether you think it's textbook or not, that's still what it is, and it's not for you to judge. With POTS, with my dysautonomia, I've gotten into the habit of saying dysautonomia more than I say POTS. Why? Because yes, I was diagnosed with POTS, which is postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which is a form of dysautonomia. There are multiple forms of dysautonomia. Yes, I have POTS, but my POTS is a little, I'm not saying I'm worse than anybody when I say this. I'm just saying that for me, and with my doctors and in my life, what has been discussed, my POTS is more severe, and it does not, my body does not react primarily like a textbook POTS patient. It does, yes, but I'm more like full body dysautonomia because of the way that my whole body's affected. It's not just certain typical normal POTS aspects. It's a broad spectrum. Okay? So the disabled community, the service dog community are the worst about taking things and going, well, that's not how that works. And if you do this, well, that's not what that is. And, well, I have this, but I'm worse than you. I cannot stand that. I don't care what you think, you're not worse than anybody. Why? Because you don't know how that other person feels. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know how it affects them. You don't know how it affects their life, how it affects their mental health, how it affects their family, how it affects their body. You don't know that. What you might be able to handle is going to be completely different than what I'm going to be able to handle. So something that I think isn't a big deal and is super easy to me and easy to deal with could be earth-shattering for you. And if there's something that you think that's not a big deal, that, like, I've had somebody say something about my heart rate. saying, oh, well, that's not even that high. Mine gets higher and gets worse. Okay, 1, never said that was the highest I've ever been. 2, I shared because I wasn't feeling good. And it's bothering me. It's bad for me. 3, just because your body can handle that and you don't really feel, however, symptomatic when your heart's that high, does not mean that I don't. I could be having a worse day. What you consider a flare-up and what I consider a flare-up are 2 totally different things, because we are 2 totally different people. These people have just literally stopped. I think they're staring at me. But yeah, I feel like maybe I should stop and talk to them. I don't know. So anyway, what you think is a totally different thing and what I think is a totally different thing are like 2 different things. I literally just like pulled up next to their truck so that like they can see like I'm no threat. The baby will not stop crying. So and the community is the absolute worst about saying that they're worse than you, that you don't have. Okay, I've got to keep driving. I feel like they're staring at me like I'm crazy because I've literally been driving in circles. But whatever. Where going, Bubba? Sorry, y'all. My baby has literally been fighting his nap. He does not want to sleep, but it's been nap time like 2 hours ago. So, what we all think are here, Bubba, sweet, hey, shh. And I'm probably gonna lose service because I'm on this road. He was happy going in circles. No. If you guys want to sit tight, this road is awful. I'm going to lose service 100 times. If you guys are with me over like the next 10 minutes, when this live re-uploads, it won't be that long. It'll jump for anybody who's watching this later. But for those of you that are live right now, if you guys can bear with me, we'll go through it. So anyway, it's not up to any of us to determine if we think that, oh, this person's medical condition. Truly do not know. Because what is textbook for any type of chronic illness or disability does not mean that that is it and that is the only way it is able to be. You can have 100 people in the same room with the exact same condition, and that condition is going to affect each of them differently. Yes, there will be similarities, and that is where we're going to see those textbook symptoms, those textbook criteria of what that condition should be or how it's diagnosed or what it's thought to be. But the differences are going to be there. You might have somebody who's 100% textbook and common, like, okay, this is what we expect. You might have somebody who's a little more mild, and it's like, okay, sometimes we expect worse, but, you know, this is still what it is. And, you know, we'll still take it, you know, step by step, yada, yada, and monitor. You might have somebody who is your textbook. This is real. I do struggle with this, that they were told they were lying about. Not whether you think they're over exaggerating or not, or you think they're just completely faking it or not, or it doesn't add up to you. You don't matter to deal right, to just be like, oh, you're not disabled, oh, you're faking, oh, you're this, because you really don't know. Whatever person you're pointing out and bullying and calling a fake or a Munchausen or whatever, they are somebody's child. They could be somebody's They are somebody's friend. They are somebody's family. And they are a human being. And they deserve compassion, whether you believe them or not. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't. Okay. So, no, I don't randomly pass out. I mean, yes and no. Because of the condition I have, it's dysautonomia. When I'm standing, my brain sends the wrong signals to my body. My blood pressure bottoms out because I'm standing. I'm walking around and my heart jumps, and that's what can cause me to faint. Service dog, right? Like 5 minutes. The next 5 minutes are going to be awful as far as internet. I know my baby's crying. I'm sorry. I'm only like 5 minutes away from my house, so just bear with me. If it completely cuts out, I'll be home in just a moment. So anyway, it is not like, when did anybody think it was okay? It makes me feel so guilty, like the baby, because I can't do anything because I'm driving and we're 5 minutes from home. I'm trying to see if he wants music. What does he want? I don't know what he wants. Okay. Baba! We're going to continue this tangent. I'm trying to keep him from crying. I'm almost home, guys. And then I'll go to make him a bottle and put him down for his nap in his bed because he does not want to sleep in the car seat. I've been at my dad's and my stepmom's for the past couple hours, and did he want to take a nap there? No, he didn't. Did he want to sleep in the car? Usually he does, but not today. No, that's not possible. But it's okay. It's okay. We're going to continue the tangent. Puppy!
For complete detail.
Y'all just bear with me. For those of you that are watching this video later, I apologize. This is going to be a big time gap in my rant.
Calls, visit style-up. Counseling and more.
Okay. 1 second. Y'all just gave me a minute. I'm still here, but I'm trying to like turn on the road and everything else. So sorry y'all can't see. Just give me a couple more minutes and ooh, I got packages in the mail. I'm backing back up. Why did I do that? My box is way down there. Y'all, I have a backup camera in this car, and I freaking love it. Love it. Hang on, I gotta check this. I'm gonna watch real fast, and I don't want to walk away down here. You know, it was really funny. I was trying to figure out what the heck this was that I just got in the mail. I mean, I have a package. Is this the one? I guess so. But I had something in the mail, and I was like, what the heck is this? And then I realized it's my life insurance. And I was like, oh, that's right. I did that. Okay. So, you guys give me a few minutes. You guys can just like sit here and hang out I am going to like swipe out on my end. It's not going to close the live. So if you guys just want to like chat, this will keep the live, like when anybody comes back to watch this later, it won't be like completely like drug out. So give me, it may not even take me 5 minutes. He's pretty tired. Let me get him in. Let me give him his bottle and lay him down because he's ready for his nap. So y'all just bear with me. Okay. I am back. I'm surprised you guys waited. Kiddo went down. Super easy. He's laying down. He's at the point now where he literally like, he holds his own blanket. Did I say he holds his own blanket? Anyway, he holds his own bottle now. And it's just like, he's growing up. Sorry. He's just growing up so fast. Like, I can't even, like, I can lay him down, cover him up, and hand him a bottle and walk out. Like, what? Okay. So, back. Does anybody, hi Bailey, hey Burwolf, hey everybody. Does anybody remember exactly the last thing I said? I feel like I kind of have an idea. My birds are so freaking loud. But, so basically, like, when did we think that it was okay to, I don't even know how to word this, like, not liking somebody is one thing, but when did anybody ever think that it was okay to, I mean, bullying's never okay to begin with, but when did anybody ever think it was okay to bully somebody about their body, about their health issues? Like, I try to relate to a lot of you guys. Like, when we get talking, like, I've talked to a lot of you guys about different things, and I'll be like, I'm that person, like, I'm not comparing, like, I relate. And so, like, I don't ever try to, like, compare anything. Like, you will never hear me say, like, I'm worse than you. And so, you know, like, when people are talking to me, or, like, I'm talking to, like, my friends that, you know, have some, like, the same conditions as me, it's like, oh, yeah, like, I do this. And it's not me saying, like, oh, I do this, it's worse, or, like, me comparing. It's, like, trying to relate. Relating to people about similar disabilities, like, that's okay. Like, relate. Don't sit there and compare. Don't, like, be like, oh, but I'm worse. And then to turn around and call somebody a fake. Like, for the community to have literally bullied people, swearing up and down that they are faking their illnesses until literally they died of those same illnesses. Like, why is that okay? And, like, I was on a really good, like, roll earlier, and I've kind of lost it now, but I'm just, like, I'm so tired of it, because it is so freaking toxic. I worded it really well earlier, and I don't think I have anything to go back. Hang on. Sorry. I'm so tired. Like, it's a day. I'm exhausted. Oh, beta blockers suck. But like, I mean, I've went through it for years. People saying that, like, I am a Munchausen, which is basically somebody who fakes disabilities for attention. Like, it's all over Reddit. And for me, like, for there to be people that have, like, that time of day to do that, like, who really loves the attention there? Like, I know I'm not faking. I have proven it countless times. And, like, I can't sit here and fake doctor appointments that I have videotaped and posted of me undergoing all the testing, of my doctor looking dead in the camera saying, yes, she has this. I cannot fake the pill bottles in my name that I've literally showed the camera. I cannot fake like the blood pressure readings, the heart rate monitors and readings. Like I can't. And so like I know that like for me, I've literally done everything I can to prove it. And so like I'm at peace with it. And like it doesn't get to me anymore. But I know how I used to feel about it. And I was bullied in school to begin with. And then like plus all the trauma I went through, like especially like as a kid, like young age wasn't good for me. And so like I know for me being targeted, how it doesn't bother me anymore because I know and I own my own truth. And like I said earlier, my truth is between me and God. It is not a part of anybody else. Like I don't need anyone else to believe me. My family has my back. And like if you didn't know that my family has my back, that last video I uploaded about the hibachi place and denying me access, and then me basically I didn't take no for an answer. She kept coming back saying, no, well, we can't have the dog. And I was like, well, you can't deny me. And so that was where she literally denied me access, and I was just like, nope, I'm gonna keep doing it. But in the background, you could hear my mother advocating for me as well. Why would my mom like push and advocate for something if she didn't believe in it, you know? And my friends and my family, like the people that matter and the people that care, like I've got my group of people. Like I don't need the rest of the world. I really don't. Like I'm here to try to spread awareness and education and to share my life because frankly I like it. But I can only imagine like how other people feel, like because I've been there and I know what it's like. And whether I'm at the point in my life now where it doesn't bother me or not, who's to say that my mental health couldn't take a spiral and make a turn for the worse tomorrow and it pushed me too far, you know? Like these people literally will push and push and push until somebody kills themselves and they'll be okay with it. And for me, it's just like, oh, you're one of those people. And I don't like classifying people. I don't like grouping people. I don't like segregating people into groups, you know. But there are those people. And it's sad, but it's the truth. And I feel like for me, seeing it and seeing all these other handlers dealing with it, a lot of these kids, I mean, a lot of these are literally kids. That's what he has learned. Oh my gosh, look, he's trying to climb it. Is he gonna lift his leg up again? Look, he's trying to climb. Oh my gosh. He just woke up. I gotta go grab him. I guess he didn't fully fall asleep. Do you see that? He is standing. He started doing this, it was like 2 days ago. All right, hang on, give me 1 second. So we're still fighting her now, so we're not gonna go sleepies, huh? Want to touch your baba? Can I hold you and feed you your baba? No? Okay. You just want to sit with mommy? That's okay. We can just sit together. Let me move things that you don't need to touch. Okay. We're back. So, you want my skis? He is fighting nap time so bad. So anyway, like, you know, there's those people, and it kills me seeing it because it literally, it takes nothing for, sorry, I'm missing all the bad people. I am so lost. I feel like okay, yeah, I caught it. Okay. So anyway, like I'm trying so hard to put this into words, and it's very, very difficult to do so. But it is not up to you, any of you or me, to determine if somebody's faking their disabilities or lying about them or over exaggerating them. And you can go through every single video I have, every single post I have. Like, I have never been like, oh, you're faking. Like, I don't, okay? And so for me, it's a thing of what I think a condition might be, or what Google tells me a condition might be, or what maybe my training as a doctor tells me a condition might be. And what a condition is can always be two different things. I don't care if you went to med school, because how many doctors, like for example, did I see as a kid, and I know a lot of people can relate to this, where they couldn't figure out what was wrong with you. They didn't know. So what'd they say? It was all in your head. You were faking it, right? Doctors, that's what, I mean, I never got told I was faking it like that. It was just, it was all in my head, or like anxiety, whatever, misdiagnoses and things like that, right? So, doctors are proven wrong all the time. And so even if you are a doctor, unless you have that patient in front of you and you are running your test and your hands are physically on that patient, you have no right to sit there and say that they are faking, or that that's not textbook, or that's not how the condition works. Because every individual's body is different. So things are going to affect them differently. And we learn new things all the time. Fire Iron. Third comment up and read it out loud. That's a super chat. Panis was the villain. Welcome to the internet. Anyone remember that story where a bunch of teens took pictures of a teen girl whose brain were bashed out in a car crash and sent the uncensored pics to the parents? Wow, I don't remember that, but that's awful. Yeah, I saw it. That's awful. And like, doctors are wrong a lot. Sometimes you get misdiagnosed. And then sometimes you get the right doctor, everything makes answers, you start treatment, things start getting a little better, and then a couple years go by, and then, oh, bam, all of a sudden you're having new issues. And, oh, well, this is a new condition we didn't know about, and here's a new diagnosis. Sorry it took this many extra years to figure out what was wrong with you. So, say hi. It's just, it's appalling. Like, it really, I'm trying to set this up. It's really, truly appalling that people think it's okay. Here, play with Daddy's PlayStation controller. Yeah. I just, like, why? Tell me why. Let's say Fire Iron. I'm going to use you for a minute because, you know. Anyway, So let's say fire iron. Fire iron, give me an example of something for a moment. Berwolf, are you okay? Of course you can have a moment. I hope you're okay. Fire iron, give me an example of whether it's real or it's made up or whatever. Give me an example of a condition. And tell me that you have it. You don't actually have to have it. I don't care. Give me an example of a condition. Tell me that you have it. And then I'm gonna like try my best to like, I guess, show you guys what I mean. Like, because I'm trying to figure out an example. Migraines are a good one. Okay. Okay, never mind, fire iron. I got one. So migraines. Oh, that's so wonderful. Syndrome. I'm going to use that in a minute too. So migraines. What are migraines? Migraines are, so I've got my two right now. I've got something very common and something unheard of, made up, right? Okay. So migraines. Everybody knows what a migraine is, right? So we have different types of headaches. We have different types of migraines. So you might be diagnosed with migraines, and I'm diagnosed with migraines, but your migraines, well, they aren't the same as my migraines. So your migraines aren't real, because that's not how that works. I've never heard of somebody's migraines being like that. Like, mine are so severe that I throw up and I can't move. Like, if yours aren't like that, that's not a migraine. Or, oh, that's what your migraines do? That's a little extreme. Are you sure you're not just like over exaggerating? I have migraines too, and yeah, that just doesn't sound right. When did that become okay? Okay? Like, do y'all get where I'm going here? And then, so something that people commonly know about, right? So fire iron up here said Alice in Wonderland syndrome. And so really quick, let me backtrack to the migraines. There's tons of different migraines, and I have chronic migraines, but my migraines show differently sometimes. Sometimes I'm sick throwing up. Sometimes I just want to lay down. Sometimes I can't see straight. Sometimes it's throbbing. Sometimes it feels like I'm being stabbed in my brain. Sometimes I have spasms with what it feels like. What it feels like my brain is spasming. And more. But that doesn't mean that your migraines are going to be the same way. It doesn't mean that it's going to affect you the same way. With what I deal with my migraines, and what you deal with, even, okay, let's say me and you have the exact same symptoms and the exact same severity, okay? So we both puke from our migraines. It may not really affect you that much, right? So, or it may not really bother me that much. Like, okay, yeah, I puke, but like, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Okay, life goes on. But then for you, puking during a migraine because of the severity of it, and we're matched here, okay? Like, it's dead on even, no differences, okay? This is the example I'm using. No differences, the exact same. You puking from a migraine could be world shattering for you. It could be too much. And the way it's going to affect you mentally, physically, emotionally, etc., is going to be different than it's going to affect me. Even if they are the exact same and we're having the exact same symptom and doing the exact same thing, it's going to affect us different. So I can't sit here and say, oh, yours isn't that bad. I can't sit here and say, oh, well, that's not how mine show, so yours isn't real. Or, oh, well, mine don't get that bad, and I think you're over-exaggerating. I don't get to say that because you're a different person. Your body, your brain, and your brain chemicals, that everything that your brain is sending to your body is different than mine. I have different genetics. I have a different brain. My wiring is different than your wiring. So just because it affects me one way doesn't mean it's going to affect you the other way. And then So we have, what was it? Alice in Wonderland syndrome. Oh, it's not fake? I apologize. I've never heard of it, so it's not fake. I didn't know that. I apologize. Oh my gosh, you guys. See, this is my example right here. So, without meaning to, I proved my point, okay? So, Alice in Wonderland syndrome, I've never heard of it. I thought it was fake. I said, oh, it's fake. So, I'll use that as an example in a minute. I didn't know that was a real thing. I've never heard of it. And so here's my other point. When you have a condition that somebody has never heard of and they don't understand, they're automatically like, oh, well, you're faking it. And I've never heard of that before. It can't be real. Who are you to say it's fake, right? I just proved my point. I literally just proved my own point. Did you just pick that whole thing in your mouth? Yeah, that yum yum. And you're gonna pull it back out of your mouth. You got it? So that's my point, okay? And we have so many people in the community that they want to compare. They want to say, oh, well, that's not textbook. That's not standard. I've never heard of that before. Or that's so rare to do this and that at the same time. Cool. And guess what? With my dysautonomia, with my POTS, I used to always have low blood pressure. You know what I have now? I go back and forth between really low blood pressure and really, really freaking high blood pressure. Used to not be like that. What happened? I got older, my body changed, and my disabilities changed with it. Which is the only reason I don't faint as much as I used to. Because, yes, my blood pressure still gets low and bottoms out, but it's not staying as low constantly like it used to. Now, it's back and forth fluctuating. She's actually done some high on my blood pressure. I didn't even work on that with her, but I've definitely noticed when my blood pressure is higher, her responding and alerting to it. But she's different about, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just, she's different about how she does it. I'll have to try to like get it on video one day so I can show you guys what I mean, because it's not like her normal like type of alert. I don't know how to explain it. So, but yeah, she started doing that. And so I go back and forth because we see some patients with dysautonomia and POTS having super high blood pressure. We see some with super low blood pressure. Sometimes we see some with both. Not as often, but I, for whatever reason, whether it's after the pregnancy, because we thought it was just postpartum hypertension, you know, that can last a while. So maybe it is still just postpartum hypertension. Maybe 2 months from now or 6 months from now or 2 years from now, it'll go away and my blood pressure will be back to being low all the time. Or maybe it's just things changing, right? So things change in people's bodies. Just because my condition was exactly solid one way 4 years ago or even 10 years ago doesn't mean it's the exact same way it is today. And to me, it kills me that people think it's okay to say you're faking or that's not real or I don't believe you and you just want attention. To me, those are the people that want attention. Because why else spend that much time? Like, how many of you have been on the Reddit pages? Like, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. The Reddit pages I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about if you've been on them. So for those of you that have been on those Reddit pages, you guys know what I mean about the amount of time that these people have on their hands. They feed off of the attention they are getting. So I need to turn this light on. Good for my mind. They feed off of just the fact that they're obsessing over you tells you that something isn't mentally right. Like, it's almost like a psychological, like psychotic type of person that I see. Oh, I know, they really have. Like, these Reddit pages, they've literally gone, like, these people have gone to the extent of literally making up complete 100% lies about me that I can disprove. At any time, I can disprove them. And even when I do disprove them, Do they retract their lies? No, they don't. They keep their lies going, even though I've proved it wrong 100 times. So it's just, it cracks me up at this point. So like, obviously I am doing something right for people to be that obsessive over me and be so controlled by my life, you know? Yeah. So these people, for those of you that know, like there has got to be some serious like psychotic, psychological issues going on, because they're not just making a comment, oh, I don't like you. Oh, I think you're a bitch. Oh, I think you're faking. It's not just a brief passing comment. These people are committed and dedicated. Some of these people, like on my end, like in reference to myself, have been here for the past 4+ years. And they still go strong at it. Like, they have no life and they have nothing better to do. So what do? They find a target, they find a victim, they are jealous of something, they are lonely, they're not happy with themselves, whatever the reason. They might be a little psycho, who knows. And they put all of their, they've literally, there are people that have dedicated years of their life to talking bad about me every single day. That's how much I've impacted their life. And I mean, good or bad, you know, whatever. There are literally, it's like cyber stalking. It really is. And so these people, they enjoy the attention that they get from talking in groups, talking bad about somebody. For whatever reason they don't like the person or think that the person's fake. Why even do that? Like, to me, it takes absolutely nothing for you to just believe. If somebody tells you that they suffer from some type of illness, or that they're mentally not doing okay, or their body hurts, or whatever, it's easy to just be like, oh, I'm sorry, and just believe them. That's easy. Being compassionate, being considerate, and saying, I feel for you. You know, try this, maybe this will help. You know, I'm so sorry you're going through that. I wish there was something I could do to help make it better. That's easy. That takes it takes nothing to just believe somebody. I'm about to get off here anyway, but yeah. I hear you, Fire Iron. But it takes nothing to believe somebody. And even if you don't believe somebody, you don't have to go and pretend to believe. You don't have to, you know, you don't have to say anything. Keep scrolling. Don't comment. Like, now you're stopping your life to tell this person how you think their life, somebody on the other side of a screen, you have no idea where they are. Like, I have no idea where you are, but you there. I'm gonna pour however much time into telling you how much I think you're faking, and I don't believe you. Even though I don't know you and I'll never meet you a day in my life, I'm gonna sit here and bully you, and I'm gonna make you feel like crap, you know? So that takes effort. That takes time. That's hard. Hating somebody, calling somebody fake, that's what's hard. And then you have people that take it even a step farther and are on these Reddit pages daily, or these long comment threads where it's hundreds of comments and the same person commenting back 150 times. Like, how many hours did you just spend arguing over somebody else's life that you don't like, but you just committed how many hours, how many days, how many months, years have you committed to them and their life? When you take a step back and think about it, if you hate them that much, now you have a real reason to hate them, because now you have made your life revolve so much around them. that individual person literally now controls your life. You think you're in control by hating on them and bullying on them and talking bad about them, telling them they're faking and everything else and going on and on and on. You think you're in control because you're making them feel bad. But in reality, they're in control because now they control your life. And that's all you care about. And it doesn't make sense to me. Like, we're better than that. Nobody else understands what we're going through except for other people who share disabilities or similar disabilities. Nobody else understands it. And so why, instead of being together and saying, yeah, I'm disabled too, and I get it, I'm sorry, and it sucks, but I hope it gets better for you. Why, instead of doing that, why are we, oh, you're faking, I'm worse, you're over-exaggerating, this and that, I don't believe you, that's not how that works, that doesn't make sense, oh, your doctor told you that? Well, your doctor sounds stupid. I got my GED from high school, but I know better than your doctor. I dropped out, but I still know better than your doctor. Like, I just can't. I'm just tired. I know this is a really long rant. That's why I got all the good stuff, important things out of the way earlier. Updates and stuff. But I'm so tired of seeing these people, like, and a lot of these people are like, it's a lot of younger kids, like, getting bullied and beat down, and like, and a lot of the people doing it, and here's the worst part, most of the people doing it are grown-ass adults who are parents, and most of them, sadly, are other moms, and I know that for a fact. I know for a fact there's somebody that lives near me who has 2 kids, a boy and a girl, and her husband is, he works for some company. It's like a is it a contractor or a lead or something like that? Anyway. And I know for a fact she's one of those people on Reddit. And she lives near me. And yeah. So it kills me that these people can be moms and have children and yet think it's okay to bully and put down somebody else's child. Like, it's not what being a mom is about. Like, it takes nothing. Again, I know I've said this 100 times now. It takes nothing to just believe somebody. And it takes absolutely nothing to just have to have trust. Or you don't even have to do that. Like, just don't say anything. If you don't want to be supportive, if you don't want to be compassionate or caring or understanding or believe somebody, cool. Keep going. Like, why waste so much of your life bullying somebody else and being hateful and being mean? Yay! Clap, clap, clap. Clap, clap, clap. Clap, clap, clap. Yay! Good job. Yeah. Clap, clap, clap. Clap, clap, clap. I just don't. It breaks my heart. Because, like, I'm at the point in my life where I really don't care. And that's just where I've gotten. Because, again, like I said, like, I know my truth. And I feel sorry for these people at this point in my life. Because it's sad. It really is. It's sad. And, yay. Clap, clap, clap. Clap, clap, clap. Yeah. Good job. I just can't. I know. He gives me baby fever, too. But mommy said no. Clap, clap, clap. Liam, clap, clap, clap. Aw, Adam. I'm so sorry. I have heard horrible things about it. And in my own way, I feel your pain. Gastro issues are not fun. But I'm happy you have answers, and I hope that your treatment and all of that, trying to find a good regimen, I hope that all goes well. He poked me in the eye so bad. Gastroparesis? Is that what you're asking? It's basically like, so it's a gastro issue. So like what I was talking about earlier with like gastro and how I was getting a gastro referral, that's like your intestines, your stomach, your bowels, things like that. So gastroparesis is, I'm sure somebody else can explain it better than I can, but it's a condition that affects your intestines and your bowels and your stomach, things like that. A lot of people end up with like feeding tubes and different things like that. So tummy issues. Yeah. Yay. So like kind of off topic, but like somebody said something about baby fever. The other day Liam looked at me and he's like, "Mommy," I said, "What?" He said, "I want a girl baby." Y'all, I about spit my water out. And I was just like, "Really?" "Yeah, girl baby." I was like, "I don't know." I mean, I low-key get a little bit of baby fever, but I ain't have another baby right now. I don't know if I ever will. This one might be it for me. We'll see. Ask me again in a year or two. But, oh, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Like, part of me wants a girl, because, like, I want to dress it up and, like, it'd be cute and all that. And, yes, I'm saying it because this little thing is an it. It's my little it. And yay! It's, like, the whole, like, mini-me part, you know? But, I'm not doing it right now. Like, I might. Like, I want it, but then, like, at the same time, like, I've got enough attitude and drama to, yeah. Like, I've had 3 pregnancies, and I got my little rainbow baby. Yay, I did. I got my rainbow baby. So, I don't know. Like, me and Austin, we like the idea of it. Let me say that, because like we have names picked out. Well, not names, but the name. Like, we had names for a boy and a girl picked out before we had Atlas. Before we even started trying for him, we already knew what we were gonna name them. Whether it was a boy or a girl. And so like we still have our name if we were to have a girl, and we like the idea of it, but we're both kind of like, I don't know. So it's a big no right now. I know, Danielle, that was always my thought, but I've got to get stable myself for a while, and I want this one to get bigger and then see how I feel. I don't want another one right now. I really don't. And so in a year, I might kind of look back and think about it. He's got my hands full right now anyway, and we'll see. We'll see, but... So... But yeah, that's why I stopped breastfeeding, because I gotta take care of myself so I can take care of the kids. But yeah, this whole bullying thing and the hatred, when is it gonna stop? Is like my big thing. Like, when is it gonna stop? Because we're all struggling, whether we are disabled or not. We are all struggling. You can be the healthiest person, or you can have 100 chronic illnesses. We are all struggling with life and dealing with something. Yay! And we're all human. We all have feelings. We all have emotions. And it blows my mind. I've been wanting to go live about this ever since I like popped off earlier today in a comment over it. And I just can't handle it anymore. It's just too much. Like, do better. As a community, we should do better as far as being able to be compassionate to those around us that struggle similarly, I can't talk, that struggle in the same ways that we do. We should be able to be more compassionate. Because, I mean, we want people to understand us and what we're feeling and our pain and our struggles, right? But why can't we do that for somebody else? When I pin those comments off, I know. Those are my favorite ones. But as a society, we should do better. But, like, just today, my 14-year-old sister, so it's my dad and my stepmom. My 14-year-old sister, she got out of school because I was out there, and she was talking about how some of the boys at her school were saying comments about how, because some of the girls had been sexually assaulted by the boys in the schools, and the boys were making comments about how, oh, they wanted it, they probably liked it. And that's what these young boys, our young generation of boys that are growing up right now, that's the mindset. That is what, like, that's what the thoughts are. So for me to look at my stepmom and see, like, I'm about to, like, tell my 14-year-old sister something, and, like, you know, you can either correct me or not, but, like, I'm about to tell her something. And I was like, Leilani, if your mom says no, then no. But I looked at her and I said, if somebody ever touches you, you reach down, you grab, squeeze, twist, and rip. Like, and then, of course, my stepmom, and me and my stepmom, we see eye to eye a lot. Like, it's the way I was raised up, too. And she was like, yes, you grab it and you rip. Like, if a boy is going to touch you, like, I'm going to let you know. If there are boys out there nowadays that think that that's okay to go up to a woman and assault a woman and think that they like it, or that they're asking for it because of the way they dress or whatever, be warned, because the girls in my life, whether it's my sisters, myself, my family, is ready to sit there and tear them off. So I don't want to hear you crying about it when, oh, well, I grabbed her and I grabbed her boob and she grabbed my and twisted it. Well, how's it feel? How does it feel? So it's like society needs to do better. As a society, we are failing completely, not just in the disabled community, service dog community, but as a whole, our society is failing. Yay! Is that mommy's round of applause? Yeah. Thank you. Like, it's awful. It's awful. I shouldn't have to carry tasers and pepper spray and knives. I shouldn't have to think about, oh my gosh, what if I was to ever get attacked? Like, I shouldn't have to sit there and have moments where I wonder, am I ever going to have to, like, stab somebody in self-defense or shoot someone in self-defense? Like, we shouldn't have to worry about that nowadays. Yay. And it's really sad that we do. Yay. Clap, 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 clap. Yay. And, like, I'm going to do what I have to do to protect myself. And if somebody is doing something to hurt me or my family, I'm not going to feel bad about it, you know? And that's just, like, that's where I'm at. Like, sure, yeah, I might have nightmares over it. It might, you know, kind of mess with me mentally. I couldn't see how it wouldn't. But am I going to think twice about it? No, I'm not. I'm not going to think twice about protecting myself or my children or my family or my home. I will not think twice about it. I really won't. And I know there's a lot of people out there that feel the same way. And it's just, I hate that we have to do this, you know? Trying to read. I know the way, like, the things that kids talk about and think about nowadays, it's just. Ready? Yeah. It's just a lot. Society needs to do better. Just do better. Do better. Like, it's nothing to be compassionate. It's nothing to feel for somebody else who might be going through something similar to you. Just because it doesn't make sense to you or you don't think it's right doesn't mean it's not. Just because it doesn't add up in your mind doesn't make it fake. And to be bullying all these people, like, do better. Like, it takes nothing for you to just not say anything, you know? So, yay! Something got timed out. I didn't even see it. But let's just block. Yeah, you can go away, webcams. Goodbye. Not showing your crap on mine. Get out. Like, yay! Clapping's his new favorite thing. So anyway, here's my hour and a half long live stream and whatever. Oh, Bailey, I didn't do BarkBox. I ended up doing a Bully Make. It's a different one. So it's like tougher toys because Maya eats through toys. He's learned how to like rock his car seat extremely well, and he likes to do this. Yay! Good job. But yeah, like we got our first box in. I need to like try to sit down and do like a video and just kind of show, but y'all, life and life. So anyway, like the Bully Make, like if your dog like tends to tear stuff up, Maya loves the Bully Make so far. It came with like extra treats, which I paid for like the extra, for there to be the extra toy. So we get like 3 things of treats and 3, don't bite me. He's got top teeth now too. Stop. So she gets like 3 different bags of treats and then 3 different toys. And they're hard. They're not like just easy for like a dog to destroy. Like she can just sit there and chew and chew and chew and chew and chew. She loves it. So, yay! 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 You sweet baby. That's a sweet baby. They mama's baby, huh? Mama's baby. Oh my gosh. Yeah, BarkBox seems pretty, I like it. Like they've got like hard, solid toys. Like, ow! You're hitting me so hard. Alright guys, well, I'm gonna get off here. There's my rant. Like, maybe somebody somewhere needed to see this. I don't know, but like just, oh no. Oh, this reminds me. I also signed up for a monthly, like, ow, crystal subscription box. And this is my like little gift I got. It's a quartz. It's quartz, but it's cut in the shape of a moon, and it's got the tree of life on it. See, I love it. And so I've got that. That's about to be starting monthly. I should be getting my first box in anytime. And so it'll be like all sorts of crystals and stuff that I get every month. It is. I love it. I love it. I think it's like Crystal Council. Silly Willy buddy. Go live when it comes. I might do that. Bud. Ah. I caught your head. You need to do it again? Oh, I caught your head. I caught it. Y'all, he's the happiest baby ever, I swear. And can you say bye-bye? Say bye-bye. Ow, say bye-bye. Atlas, look, bye-bye. Can you wave? Wave. Oh, why does he look sad? What does that face say? Wave. Can you wave bye-bye? Yay! Wave. Do it again. Can you wave? Say bye-bye. Come on.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Do it, ready? Bye-bye. Take your hand. Bye-bye. Yay! Bye-bye. Oh, come on. Atlas, wave. Say bye-bye. Come on. Say bye-bye. Do some toes. Do toes. Oh, you want me to get the other foot? Oh, you gonna stop me? Oh, tickle, tickle, tickle. Oh, get some toesies. I'm gonna get some toesies. Like you say bye-bye? Do it. Ready? Oh, stop. Wave. Wave. Say wave. You gotta do one. Say wave. Wave. Bye-bye. That's close enough. All right. Bye, guys.